And sometimes I impress myself.
That was good.
That was a good count up instead of a countdown. Welcome to You Dad Mia. Hello. We are here today on this rainy, stormy day. How you guys feeling?
Dry, which is a good thing since it is raining and stormy.
It's really moist out.
Yeah, extremely moist. Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody's safe in Florida and up the coast because it's turning into a Category 1 hurricane right now. So scary stuff.
Yeah.
All right, way to start on a high note.
Yeah, I know. Look at Andy watching the news and bringing the negativity.
On my
Before we start the podcast, we're going to pour one out for the people in Florida. But hey, thank you for joining us here in Rhode Island, where you're safe and all that deal. But
hopefully people have power.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of people without power?
I don't know.
What other negative things can we talk about right now?
Hopefully your cats haven't gotten run over.
That's true. Yeah. Neuter your dogs, everyone.
What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
Oh, can we do can we do something?
But anyways, hey, thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed our 1990 movies podcast from last week, you're really going to enjoy this one because it is 1991, which is considerably a better year for movies than 1990 was.
I agree.
But yeah, how do you guys feel about the batch of movies that we've got going on for today?
I'm very familiar with 5 of them. I'm kind of familiar with 2 of them, and I think one I never saw, but I kept mixing it up with a different movie, so this might not go well.
Awesome. Well, I feel like you should have lied about that. I've seen all of them. Remember everything about them.
There's a couple on here that I don't remember everything about, but enough to get me through this episode in 1991.
This is the kind of podcast people want to see. The 3 people who know kind of just enough to do an episode.
Listen, our good looks and humor will make us a more enjoyable episode.
Look, we had a shortened production schedule this time. We had 2 less days. Come on.
Yeah, people.
Give me a break. Give me a break here.
Well,
wait till 1992. When we know
as you can see here, we've got everything from Don't Tell Mom. The Babysitter is Dead.
Don't Tell the
all
Mom.
The way down to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. If you don't see your movie on here, please let us know. What are some of your favorite 1991 movies? And be sure to chime in there in the comments section. If you're watching us later on Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere else, feel free to write in the comments section of YouTube. But otherwise, I think we're going to get started. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
Drop Dead, Fred.
Yeah,
Drop Dead.
Andy, there it is.
Andy's fault. Yeah.
I did not enjoy that movie. Tina loves a movie. She made me watch it, and I was like, that's what I said.
My wife would disown you if she could.
That was my papa's thing. Like before he passed away, we're asking him like, "How's the food?" And he was living in like a assisted living. And he was just like, I'm like, good humor. So now every time there's something, and you can't go wrong with a good noise. Like it's a great description for anything. If you can't think of anything, like you're struggling with vocabulary, that you're good. People know exactly.
It's usually what Andy's doing during the countdown before we go live. He's just in front of the cameras.
Well, hey, guys, be sure to check out our past episodes on YouTube and Facebook and Spotify and pretty much everywhere else you can get them. If you're not friends with us, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and then pretty much, again, anywhere you can get your podcast. So feel free to share favorite episodes from back in our catalog, get other people watching. This is our shameless plug time. I was going to show you a new song coming out, but Andy has reminded me that no one's listening to our old songs. So I'm going to re-show you a song we just released last week, and we'll show you the other song later, maybe midway through. So you got to hang on for that new song. But make sure to check out Plan's Fade, which came out last Friday. Please be our 5th person to listen to it.
But I'm deaf and blind with no words to describe how this feels. And I'm moving forward with you, but the past is on my heels.
All right, there it is. It's a great song. I like that song. I feel like our songs are getting more intricate, fun to listen to.
Oh, that's. I don't know if I take that as a compliment or.
I feel like in the beginning, I was writing a lot of like really dark lyrics and dark songs.
that's
I feel like we got into the dance.
Yeah, I've
kind
been
of beats.
I've been feeling different bass lines and just going from there. I don't know. Maybe it's a change of the season. Maybe that's it.
That's true.
It's warmer.
Yeah, we're out of the winter. It's
I put
and
my
It's
shorty
summer.
shorts
It's
on,
raining
I'm
every day.
yeah, it has been.
I know,
70
and it's going to rain all
degrees.
week. Literally, people, it is going to rain every day this week. Look at the
Yeah,
little
sucks.
thunder symbols every day, and also look at the Fallout guy. Hi.
That's my
All right.
thunder impression.
Oh, I thought that was a Fallout impression. That was your thunder,
Yeah, that's what it sounded like earlier when my
guys. It's lightning. Pew, pew, pew.
well, the people in my neighborhood were shooting off fireworks in the middle of a thunderstorm, so that's pretty much what it sounded like
Oh.
over here. I don't understand.
I feel
people.
I feel like that's not smart.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Unless they were trying to shoot at the lightning to stop it
Yeah.
from hitting the ground.
I wouldn't be
They were
surprised.
protecting the neighborhood.
It could have been like a fight in the sky where it was like the lightning versus the fireworks.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No?
No,
You don't know how people are thinking. They're like,
no, I don't.
don't be
Tell us.
shooting those lightning bolts at me. Pew, pew, pew.
And now it's round 1.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. I'm going to share the screen.
This is how
Here it
we
is.
do it.
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead versus Silence of the Lambs. A dark comedy versus just a dark movie. How you guys feeling?
I don't know if this is a contest at all. It's Silence of the Lambs for me.
All right. Mike?
Oh, you're just gonna jump right to me? Okay.
That's usually how we do it. We usually go like 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah, there's like, yeah, but we never follow a pattern. I hope my wife's not calling us a bunch of idiots because that's what it looks like.
For sure.
Gotcha.
I got to go with Silence of the Lambs as well. I do like Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, but yeah, you're right. There's no contest here.
All right. Well, hey, I would probably agree with that. I haven't seen Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead in a very long time. But I will admit, I am not a fan of Silence of the Lambs overall. It's not a movie that I'm excited to see again. It has its memorable moments, but what do you guys think about Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? That's Christina Applegate's movie there from Married with Children. And obviously went on to many, many other things. But I think she's one of the only notable people in it. There's a couple others, but nobody is big.
Yeah, that was her first lead role too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. She actually had to put on weight to look younger because she was in her like mid-20s or something. So they said that she had to put on weight to have like that baby fat.
So that's weird because for me, it's the opposite. Like I would have to lose a lot of weight to play an 18-year-old's version of myself.
She's not playing a version of herself though. She's playing Sue Ellen Crandall.
I guess.
I would just have to shave my face, and immediately I'm 11 years old.
Same.
I'm just
Same.
a pudgy 11-year-old.
Absolutely the same.
Yeah, you
Absolutely
eat
the
like
same.
one too.
Oh my word, yes I do. Guys, I just went to a wedding a couple weeks ago, and some of the pictures came in, and it doesn't help that everyone else in the party is 7'5", and so I'm the only short guy. I'm 6 feet, but I'm short in these pictures, and I'm just blobbed out in all areas. Like, and then my shirt was too big, so it's blobbed out too. So I looked like my dad, like hanging out with 7'5" people. It was very strange. I apologize, Dad.
Don't put yourself down. Well, be the best version of you.
Yeah.
The
Just
best
be you,
version of
man.
me is about 30 pounds ago. This is the unhealthy version of me.
All right. Well, that's a
I
different
do-
story. If you feel unhealthy, then that's different.
I do feel unhealthy. Yeah, this is not a I'm just too big thing. This is just I see myself and I'm like, oh my word, I'm going to die of heart disease. So I need to do something about it. I'm going to run, do something crazy. But we'll see. But I don't want to be dead like this babysitter. Good segue.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like it.
That was a perfect spin.
So one of the actors in this movie, Keith Coogan, who played one of the kids, was the grandson of Jackie Coogan, Uncle Fester on the original Addams Family.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
and is also the reason for Coogan's Law, which protects child actors from being exploited by unethical parents, agents, and business producers. So something that Macaulay
There you go.
Culkin became very familiar with at some point as well.
Damn, you stole my
Um,
punchline.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, he was 21 years old when it was passed. And he had realized this had to be an issue when he went to go check his bank account, completely depleted. All the money he earned doing all the movies he had done up to that point were completely gone. He had
Nice.
$0. And his mother said, any money he made prior to the age of 21 is legally ours. We never promised him otherwise.
Wait, Eddie Money is now legally owned by his parents?
Yeah, they
He was like-
never,
They were like, come home. And he's like, take me home tonight.
what?
Eddie Money.
Is it Tuesday? I feel like Tuesday's throwing us off.
I didn't say
Got
You-
some
any.
bad jokes.
You gotta
I went on
rewind.
and on about my
Re-
weight for like 20 minutes.
Do
and
we
no
have
one's
a
got
rewind
me.
button here? Because Mike definitely said Eddie Money. Not
He
Eddie.
said any money.
Any.
I heard Eddie Money.
A-N-Y. Any.
I heard Eddie Money.
Yes, Mike, you got to stay close to that microphone.
Yeah.
I gotta drown Andy out.
So
But hey, I actually did forget. It's not Christina Applegate only. David Duchovny was in this as
That's
well.
right.
That guy's cool.
all right.
I do
Andy,
like David
I cut you
Duchovny.
off.
It almost had a third. Edward Furlong was considered for the role of Kenny. But unfortunately, he was unavailable because he was filming another movie that's on this list, Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Not so unfortunate for him.
right.
That's
I
true.
think he,
Yeah,
that's
he
true.
picked the right movie, right?
Yeah, he did.
He was like,
That
which,
movie ended up being semi-popular.
which movie's
Yeah.
gonna be voted out in the first round? You
Yeah.
had me at Hello's 1991 Best Movies podcast.
Definitely his criteria for choosing films.
Absolutely. But
Well, hey.
yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, Andy.
I was gonna say the old lady in here, she was mean. Like,
Yes. This movie really doesn't make sense when you go back and kind of read over the plot. I mean, she dies because she sees naked women posters in Kenny's room. They then drop her off at a funeral home and keep her car, which
Put her
I'm
in a
sure you
box
can go to
first.
jail for.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
and
stuff
then
in a
she like gets a job, multiple jobs, and then loses jobs, and then at the end they're like, "Where's the babysitter?" And she's in a cemetery with like a gravestone that reads "Nice old lady inside, died of natural causes." First off, do you know how expensive gravestones are? There's no way those kids afforded a gravestone. So
Well,
If
very
if they
unrealistic.
killed a babysitter, what's stopping them from stealing money to pay for a gravestone?
true. And
Yeah,
she was
true.
probably
Well, they
making
didn't-
good money while she was doing her jobs there.
That's true.
And then she realized being an adult sucks. Like, major butt.
Yeah.
So that I think that's the overall theme is that should have been the title is adulting sucks major butt. I
Mhm.
think that would have sold way more tickets in the box office.
I'd watch that.
Well, hey, if you're following along and you've never seen this movie, it's about as ridiculous as we are saying it is
Yeah.
in the plotline, but you should still go see it. It's worth one view at least, one viewing. But Christina Applegate, David Duchovny. David Duchovny doesn't play a huge part, but he's still in it. And
He just
It's
pops
a-
in
it's
and
a
says,
fun
"Hey,
movie.
I'm David Duchovny." That's Adulting sucks, but
Aliens. Next up, we've got Father of the Bride versus What About Bob? I feel like this is the battle of the dad movies.
Yeah, a little bit.
it is.
However,
Kind of.
What About Bob? Faux show.
So that was my choice going into this until I found out how much of a jerk Bill Murray was doing this movie.
Don't let that. Don't let that sway your
I mean,
decision.
there's a lot of jerks in movies, and I still like the movies.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Steve Martin.
But
was
I
in
do
the
want you to
movie
tell me a
Walter.
little bit more about
Yeah.
that later. But
Steve Martin did do a movie called The Jerk.
Yeah.
Just
That's
really
true.
funny.
I'm not a Steve Martin fan. I think we're going to lose viewers on that one, but I'm not a Steve Martin fan. I think he was in another movie called Parenthood, which they based the TV show Parenthood off of very loosely. But What About Bob, man? Bill Murray. What's that dude's name from Jaws?
Richard Dreyfuss.
I can't remember his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss. Julie Haggerty is really funny in that too. I think she was actually in Airplane.
Yes.
in Airplane 2.
She was.
But this is such a fun movie. I really like it. So that's why I chose What About Bob? There's a lot I'll say about that later. But
What do you got, Andy? What do you got?
Andy, it's on you.
Wait, Mike, are you choosing Father of the Bride because of?
I didn't choose either one yet.
All right, so then I'll make it easy for you. I'm also going with What About Bob?
Okay. I'm
All
fine
right,
with
nice.
I'm fine with that. Thank you for making the decision for me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I
Well,
acknowledge
Mike, I
it.
mean, how do you feel about Father of the Bride?
This was the movie I kept getting mixed up with The Princess Bride.
Oh gosh.
And then when I
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
so I was like, oh yeah, that was a great movie. And then when I started doing research, I was like, I don't remember any of these parts in this movie, only to realize that I
Now-
had the completely wrong movie.
Now I'm picturing Andre the Giant as Martin Short's character as the wedding planner. Hey, boss, we got to get you.
I mean, first off, Father of the Bride has a
Barney.
ton of great people in it. I don't like Steve Martin that much, but Diane Keaton is really awesome. I'm a big fan. I mean, Martin Short's in it. B.D. Wong is in it. He is from Jurassic Park, among many other things. Kieran Culkin is in it as well.
Mhm.
But
Kimberly
this is
Williams
basically for
Clayton.
people who still think this is the Princess Bride. This is about George Banks, who is a businessman and an owner of an athletic shoe company, and finds out his daughter is getting married and does not want to give her away. There was a sequel in 1995. Was
Wasn't
there
this a
another one? I
remake?
think that was it.
They did a
Wasn't
third movie, but it was filmed over Zoom last year.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It
I mean,
was
maybe. I don't know. I didn't
aptly
see it,
titled Father of the Bride 3.
but- okay.
You made a bug come out.
They thought about that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really remember a ton of this. Andy, do you have anything?
There's one point where Steve Martin's character George Banks is basically saying how expensive this wedding is going to be. We've all been married. We all know how it can get quite expensive.
Yeah.
So at one point in the movie, the guest list is up to 572 people,
Oh my
They-
goodness.
and they said the cost was $250 a head. So if you do the
What?
math, that is $143,000 that wedding could have cost. What did they ever explain what George Banks did as his profession?
Yes, he
To-
was the owner of an athletic shoe company called Sidekicks.
Okay, so maybe he could have.
That's a good name.
afforded- That
It
is
is
a great
actually,
name,
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
But who would ever pay $250 a head? I mean, I didn't even look at companies that were over $100-something a head. Like, I didn't even think that was a possibility. Never
No.
mind $250 a
It's-
head.
Well, that's because when you got married, you didn't have that "You Dad Me at Hello" money yet.
That's right.
The real money's coming from our music.
We still
Yeah.
don't have You Dad Me at Hello money.
We actually owe money every month.
Well, let's put this out here, folks. We have some T-shirt designs that are pretty cool. If you want an official "You Dad Me at Hello" shirt, let us know because we're thinking about making some merch. And Oh, you can rock it.
And you can have
at the
it
farmer's
for just
market.
3 easy payments of $39.99.
I wish I could do the voice of the guy that sells the coins and like the swords on QVC, whatever that guy's name is. Yeah, right here today. I get
His-
this 1978 uncirculated quanta.
His name is
Actually, I've got some good news, guys. You get a shirt, and you get a shirt, and you get a shirt.
so
That was my Oprah impression, guys.
the sword coin guy. His name is S. Ward Coinsman.
Stupid.
That doesn't even get a rim shot.
Uh,
Oh man,
anyways, anything left to say about Father of the Bride?
I didn't realize this was a remake. There was
Yeah,
a-
it's from a 1950s movie of the same name.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm glad it's gone. What About Bob is way better, even though Bill Murray seems to be a jerk, according to you.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Not according to
Hey,
Mike.
I mean, hey,
Richard Dreyfuss.
it doesn't matter.
Not
If he was a jerk in What About Bob, he does get shot as a zombie in a future film. So you can just
It does.
pretend it's the What About Bob version of
There you
Bill
go.
Murray. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But anyways, moving on. What About Bob is moving on. Guys, this one's a weird one, but it is a tough one nonetheless. We have Beauty and the Beast versus Terminator 2
Oh.
Judgment Day.
boy.
I know these are such different movies, and it doesn't really make sense that they're on the same list. But Beauty and the Beast is probably regarded as one of the better Disney movies of all time. Better kids movies of all time. Terminator 2 regarded as one of the best action movies of all time. We are seeing two legends go at it at this point. Terminator 2 was in our top 90s action movies episode. Feel free to go check that out, see where it placed. But what do you guys think? We got a Beauty and the Beast from Caitlin.
Oh man.
Sorry, Kate. I don't know why I said Caitlin, but
Oh,
The-
that's what it says on the screen.
Caitlin.
So when we did the action movies episode, I had not seen Terminator 2 at that point.
Oh, I forgot. Yes.
So because
Another episode we weren't prepared for.
yeah. So I like to educate myself. So afterwards I watched Terminator 2 and watched it, and Mike's wife.
Mine's why.
So this is really odd for me because I enjoyed Terminator 2, but I also watched Beauty and the Beast a lot, having a young daughter at home.
I'm picking
Oh, wow.
Terminator 2.
You're picking Terminator 2?
Yeah, Terminator 2 for me.
So
I'm
if you
just
had a
throwing my-
daughter-
I'm just throwing-
if you,
I'm
if you had a daughter, it might be different.
I'm just throwing my vote in, just getting this ball rolling.
Hey, don't throw it out there. I have son, and he likes
That's
Beauty
true.
and the Beast too.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, my kid
It
likes
is
This
pretty
is
funny.
2021, Andy.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, guess I like it. I'm not a girl, so.
I like it too. I just don't like it as much as Terminator 2.
Yeah, I actually will admit Beauty and the Beast is not one of my favorite Disney movies. I understand it's one of the top Disney movies of all time, but not in my eyes. So I'm going with Terminator 2 as well.
Yeah, I was siding more with Terminator 2 on this one. Even though I do agree Beauty and the Beast is one of the better ones. Again, I tend to favor more of the newer princess movies that they have because there's a lot of bad messages in the movie. Even though I was just saying, oh, girls only like the movie.
Yeah. You'll love it.
You
It's
love
not
it.
great for the kids.
There's a lot of messages. Just don't let your boys watch them.
Watch it. LeFou
Next
and
he'll be
Gaston,
playing
that's
with dolls or something.
no.
But
Beauty and
hey,
the Beast was a huge movie. The first Disney animated film to make over $100 million at the box office. I think Tim had dropped a note in about Oscar nominations there. And the only animated film nominated for the Academy Award in 1992, and it lost to Silence of the Lambs for Film of the Year that year, I guess. So
Oh, there you go. Two of our good movies. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna
yeah.
say my whole thing with this is the whole, Beast basically keeps her captive and she falls in love with him. So, I wanted to to throw out there that a person who develops Stockholm syndrome often experiences symptoms of post-traumatic stress, nightmares, insomnia, flashbacks, a tendency to startle easily, confusion, and difficulty trusting others.
Is that why the plates were singing to her?
That's true. That's true.
Was it all in her head?
We were watching a woman fall apart, I think, in this movie.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he was very abusive towards her. Just in the way he spoke to her and stuff. I feel like this is like a animated 50 Shades of Grey or something weird like this, where we're just like throwing out a love story, but really it's just a bad, abusive relationship. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and he was a beast.
He was.
So
Mhm.
you get me? You
Mhm.
get me?
Yeah.
So he was the beast was a combination of different animals. So there's all different. So look, Google, what is beast? What kind of animal? And so there are like 7 different ones with like,
I have
What
the
was
notes right here.
you got them? What is the beast?
So Glenn Keane was the supervising animator. He designed Beast. So it has the mane of a lion, the beard and head structure of a buffalo, tusks and nose of a wild bear. Sorry, not a beer. I had too much. heavily muscled brow of a gorilla, the legs and tail of a wolf, and the body of a bear.
I'm picturing like a Miller Lite out in the middle of the woods.
Just,
a wild
with arms.
beer.
You gotta be worried about those black
So-
beers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other
Arr.
in other terms is that the beast was made after RJ.
Shots fired.
All right. Well, hey, I don't like that this movie as much as I like other Disney movies. I don't think the songs that are on the soundtrack are that memorable for me. I know I'm making some people upset by saying this. It's just not one of my. It's just not one of my favorites. I think Lion King came out like 3 years later, and it had so much more about it with the soundtrack. And for me, like a lot of the Disney movies or a lot of the kids movies that we watch today, the soundtrack's really got to be catchy because the stories are all the same. So you've got to really have a good soundtrack, which is why my kids got into Frozen at first, and then it was Tangled. Tangled had a pretty decent soundtrack. Lego Movie had that really awesome "Everything Is Awesome" song.
Yeah.
So those are really catching me. Pixar does great without songs. Pixar has some really good non-song movies.
They
but
just
Disney,
make us cry. Pixar just.
That's true. I cry every Pixar movie.
Yeah.
You're right. I haven't seen Luca yet. That just came out. I'm sure I'll cry. But anyways, moving on. I actually just saw this movie 2 days ago, and it made me cry. So here it is. It's My Girl versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
I gotta ask, was it My Girl that made you cry, or was it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze that made you cry?
It was My Girl. It was My Girl. I actually it's not the part where
Not the part with the
spoiler
bees.
alert, Macaulay Culkin dies. They do a decent job with that, but no, there's a couple parts. It's when the biggest part, and Riley, my daughter, was watching it. Well, everybody was watching it, but Riley and I are on the same wavelength for crying in movies. And it was when she comes down the stairs and finally says goodbye, or kind of says goodbye to Macaulay Culkin's character, and she kind of cries at his casket. And I'm like, oh dang, that's intense. So, but my kids love the movie. It was great. We're gonna watch My Girl 2, which gets super creepy. And I'll talk about that.
There's a 2
a little later because there is. It's a great movie. She makes out with her cousin, so that's fun.
Great movie for the
talk about-
kids.
I'm gonna choose My Girl. Why not?
No, I'm choosing the Ninja Turtles.
If you guys kill My Girl too, I'm gonna be.
You just said My Girl too, so you're really interested in this cousin kissing apparently.
I really like to
Oh,
watch them kissing cousins. No,
There's more
yeah.
to it than that, guys.
But that was the point that you made to watch it.
Well,
So.
it is a creepy
Yeah.
part.
I just
90s movies did that. They were like, hey, here's what love is, and then you're like, no, that's actually not that at all.
No, she's kissing a beast.
So what do you got? I mean,
90s
Teenage
were
Mutant Ninja
weird.
Turtles 2, Andy, I have to remind you, I don't think that we did put that one on the list over one originally, but
We did.
2's kind of ridiculous, man. Vanilla
It's good.
Ice, Kevin Nash.
I was hoping that you guys would agree because I vaguely remember each one of these movies. I've watched them.
And you
Wait,
need to
you-
go with My
You
Girl.
you thought we were going to put a Ninja Turtles movie on the list, and I wasn't going to pick it.
I knew you would. I thought
Okay.
RJ was also going to pick, but I also know that RJ likes cheesy movies like My Girl.
I mean, hey, Dan Aykroyd's in it, a fellow Ghostbuster. Why wouldn't you
That's
vote
true.
for My Girl? Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
yeah.
Veda, who went on to be in Veep, which is a very awesome, funny show.
Is it Anna
Anna Klumsky.
Klumsky? Okay.
Klumsky. Not Chalumsky. It's Klumsky.
All right. Sounds like a
Call her
Dan
Veda.
Aykroyd character on SNL.
Yeah.
It's a coming of age movie. It's all
I forget
about.
they were
coming of
8 years
age.
old. What is this coming of age stuff?
At 8 years
She
old,
was
I was
growing
watching
up faster
Teenage
than
Mutant
any
Ninja
of us were. She had a friend die, and her mother died. Just so much death. She lived in a funeral home.
This sounds super depressing.
This sounds
I'm
awful.
going with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
You suck.
Mostly because it's the secret of the ooze.
What is? How are you guys gonna vote
Ooze.
My Girl out over 4 dancing turtles to Vanilla Ice?
I
You
think
just
answered
sold
your
it to
own
me.
question.
Ugh.
Is that the ninja rap? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that
Go
song
ninja, go ninja, go.
Ninja Rap was written in 30 minutes.
That's right. I remember that now. He's probably pooping. And he was like, speaking of secret of the ooze.
He was in a hotel room.
Oh, so he's
Um,
definitely pooping.
So, child
Done that, RJ.
psychologists, yeah, child
That's so bad.
psychologists were worried about kids watching My Girl and thought that it would really like wreck children because
I mean,
of
it is
the part
intense,
with the bees. Yeah.
I thought they did that fine. I was not my kids. Maybe it's just my kids. They didn't even realize he was dead. It wasn't until later. Like the cop came in, and immediately one of my kids was like, the grandmother died. I'm like, did you just see the scene prior to this? It's obviously about Macaulay Culkin. But no, it's rough.
I don't Man, I really don't remember what happened to him.
You need to go watch this. He basically goes back to get her mood ring that she dropped.
Mhm.
And a beehive had fallen earlier that they were playing with. He thought it was empty. They come out. He's allergic to the bees. They don't really show it. The glasses drop to the ground. They show the glasses with the bees on it. And, the cop comes later and tells Dan Aykroyd that he died. They do have to tell Veda, which is a very sad moment. And then she doesn't want to come down for the funeral. So she finally does. And she basically flips out in front of everyone. She's like, hey, where's his glasses? He doesn't look like he's supposed to. And she gets dragged out of the funeral home by her dad as she's screaming. So it's a bit intense for sure.
Did they put the bees down after?
No, it's sad. It's basically about Veda just dealing with death. Her mother died when she was a baby. Her dad and her never talk about it. They finally do talk about it at some point when Jamie Lee Curtis's character comes in and starts dating the father. In My Girl 2, she goes to California to learn more about her mother because she died during childbirth. And so she goes there to spend time with her uncle and his family. And yes, there is a really weird moment when she kisses her cousin. I'm not really sure why that happens. I haven't seen that movie in quite a while. But basically,
but you remember that part very.
Yeah, that's the only part.
I mean, hey, first off, Ben Stein's in the sequel as well. But no, Austin O'Brien plays the son. So it's kind of the cousin. It's the son of the aunt, not of the uncle, who is her real uncle. So it's kind of, what do you call that? The
like a distant
step cousin or something. And so it's less weird, but still super weird. But yeah, that's it. My Girl's a great movie. You should watch it, Andy, without your kid, probably.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think she would understand, but yeah,
to-
that sounds a little.
To make this movie even more depressing, someone made a video game in 2014 based on this movie.
What?
Yeah. So
Did you just kill the child with bees?
so it's made in like a Nintendo, like an 8-bit style, and you play as Macaulay Culkin's character, and you are directed as the game begins to accept your fate. And then you have a run-in with the bees, and then basically you just have to accept what happens. You take your hands off the keyboard, and the bees sting Macaulay Culkin's character, and then you hear the line from the movie after he dies where Anna Klumsky says, "He was going to be an acrobat," and then the game ends.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
All
hey,
the other facts I
besides
had, that's I don't need to say anymore. Like that is
No.
the perfect way.
The
to end
soundtrack of this film is amazing, by the way. My Girl by the Temptations. If You Don't
My
Know Me by
Cousin.
Now by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Bad Moon Rising by CCR. Saturday in the Park by Chicago. Do Wah
That's a good
Diddy. The Carpenters are on it as well. It's such a great soundtrack.
Do Diddy,
Roger-
do your cousin Dibbity do?
That's the second movie. The first movie does not have any cousins. Roger Ebert gave the film 3.5 out of 4, saying the beauty in this film is in its directness. It's very original, touching scenes. It's a movie that has its heart in the right place. So very, very good. And if you want to see her grown up and playing in a very
Dead
funny
children in
comedy,
it.
Veep is amazing on HBO. But I think that's it, guys. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is moving on.
The game
to
does
the
sound
finals.
terrible.
It does.
Terrible, but
do
also
wanna
I
see
kind
it,
of want
though.
to play it. Yeah.
I'm downloading it right now.
So we are in the top 4. Before we get there, I told you we would show you the new song. It is in its demo phases right now, so it'll sound probably a little better, just a little, when it is done. But this next one is called Not So Sure, and it releases hopefully before the end of July. So check it out.
Still we aren't so sure anymore. This isn't what any of us asked for. We wanted to be ready for what's in store, but even I wasn't prepared for the world. Prepared for the world. Prepared for the world.
Oh, you cut it like right before like the best parts.
I only had a 27-second video to accompany it. So.
He's got to leave
Um,
the good parts for when you actually listen.
That's true.
So if you
I
want
will-
to
There
hear
is
the
some
good
screaming
part,
in this one.
I will say this. I made that beat and I said, this is one of my favorite beats that I've ever made. And I said, if RG doesn't use it, I'm just going to release it as instrumental. And then luckily you liked it. And then you sent me the vocals to it. And at first I was kind of like, all right. And then it picked up and I was like pooping out my pants. And I listen to it every day. And I'm like, this is by far one of my favorite tracks that we have done. I don't know if that's saying a lot or a little, but it is one of my favorite tracks that we have done. So when it comes out, everybody's got to download it, stream it, share it, and help us make more than $1 off of Spotify.
Yes, we are currently at $1.25, I think, since November of last year. So thank you for all your Spotify spins.
you can almost buy a can of Dr. Bob.
That's true. No, I'm very excited. Andy, for people who don't know, Andy makes some amazing beats, a lot of them actually, and sends them over to me. And then I go through and see what I can do with the lyrics that I either have already written or are writing now. And Andy, a lot of your stuff is really, really good. But for me, sometimes they're just like so intricate or maybe more hip hop based. I'm just not able to use them. There haven't been many that I've listened to and be like, this is trash. Like I listened to it and I'm just like, oh, I can't do anything with this. This is hard. So it's more of just, I'm not good enough to go with some of your beats. They're just too intricate for me. I need simple dummy beats. But I'm very excited. This one's really good. This is actually a brand new song lyrically as well. And so was Plans Fade. So both of these were written this month for those beats. So I'm pretty excited for them. Check us out over on.
It does have a vocal debut by me as well.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Is this the song where you talk in the beginning? or is this the
No. That was the last one. But there's a sample in there, and it's me. I sampled myself.
Nice.
So people have to listen to
Well, after this song, a lot of people go want to sample that song. Moving on.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with
I
that.
wanted it to. Here we are. We have our top 4, and it doesn't make any sense. Silence
Nope.
of the Lambs. What About Bob? Terminator 2 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Secret of the Ooze. How the hell did I get there?
One of these things is not like the other.
I mean, technically, they both are sequels on the right side. So
Mhm.
that's
True.
something.
It's the Battle of the Deuces.
Oh,
Oh, Deuce is Wild. Anybody watch that movie?
that was a great movie.
Such
I
a
own
good
that.
movie.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time, Andy.
it's really good.
See, there's two types of deuces. It's either Judgment Day or it's gonna be the Secret of the Deuces.
Now that I've heard of that, I don't want oozy deuces. I also don't want my.
That's how I'm gonna say goodbye from now on. That's gonna be my signature goodbye.
Oozy deuces.
Uzi deuces.
That's the title of your next song.
Uzi deuces.
Uzi Deuces.
Oh gosh.
Well,
anyways,
I'm glad no one's
let's-
watching tonight.
Let's start with.
You can call the record Cruising Dookies.
First off, do you guys agree with this top 4? Is there a movie we're missing out on? We will talk a little bit about that after we crown a winner. But
There's not enough kids
hit us
dying
up in
in
the
this top
comments
4.
section.
Need more bees.
I mean, first off, Macaulay Culkin dies multiple times in the 90s. You have him in this
True.
movie, and then in one of my other favorite movies, The Good Son.
And
Which, by the way, when was that movie made? Did I miss that?
1993.
90, yeah.
93. I say that
Oh,
because
that's showing up. That's showing up.
I still have to watch that. I will watch it.
What? You
Uh,
haven't seen The Good Son?
I said I watch
It has Elijah Wood in it.
don't
It's
have
so
this kind of
good, son.
Uzi deuces. But Elijah Wood was actually considered for the role of Thomas in My Girl, but because of the
I
huge
didn't know that.
popularity of Home Depot, yeah, tell him Mahoney. Because of popularity, because of the popularity of Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin was deemed more bankable and was given the part instead. So Elijah Wood and the Culkin ended up starring together in The Good Son 2 years, 3 years later, 2 years later. Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin is so underrated overall, if you think about it. I mean, in My Girl, he played the nerdy character, and then in Home Alone, he was kind of the cocky little kid, and then in The Good Son, that dude was just a murderous.
I have
little
seen that movie.
boy.
I don't remember
It's
much
so
of it, though.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. And
You know what? It's because I was in Home Depot while watching it, so I don't remember much.
Well, hey, here we are. We got Silence of the Lambs versus What About Bob? Silence of the Lambs in the horror category or horror thriller category. What About Bob? In more of a dark comedy. If you like kind of Groundhog Day-ish comedy, What About Bob? At the top of your list.
Bill
there.
Murray. Bill
Yeah,
Murray.
Bill
comedy.
Murray. comedy.
Basically every Bill Murray movie. I'm going to go with What About Bob for sure, hands down.
I am not. Silence of the Lambs for me
Come
on
on.
this one. What do you mean? Come on.
Come
You guys are
on.
going to kill me. You're going to
That's
kill me.
Lambs. Kevin just says lambs.
Lambs.
He's
Lambs.
hungry. He's hungry.
He's eating lamb chops right now.
Silence of the Lambs. What do you got, Andy? This is all on you now.
Silence of the Lambs.
Brig, you guys suck today. Man.
You guys do it to me every week, so I mean, it's got to happen to someone else at some point.
I like What About Bob. I really do. It is.
Yeah, you
a
show
really
it.
good movie. But I like Silence of the Lambs is classic. Like such a great
Classically
movie.
bad.
No.
What? What is your deal,
I'll talk
guy?
about that later. But what about Bob? Man, Bill Murray, Richard Dreyfuss.
So Bill Murray has a lot of phobias and different things. So do you know that there's a phobophobia? which is a phobia defined as the fear of phobias or the fear of fear. This includes intense anxiety, an unrealistic and persistent fear of some somatic sensations, and the feared phobia ensuing. How dark is that?
That sounds
I might have
terrifying.
Phobophobia. I hope I'm saying that right.
Are you?
Well-
do you have a fear of mispronouncing words? Because I'm sure that's a thing. Too.
Google it. So,
All
Mike,
right, guys. What About Bob? What About Bob
Yeah.
did not make it in. However, to go a little bit along with what Mike was saying earlier, What About Bob is around Murray and Dreyfuss, their characters. Dreyfuss essentially hating Murray's character, and that was how it was off scene. They both didn't get along with each other. He drove they both drove each other nuts, which I think in turn probably made the movie more realistic and funny. But they did. Bill Murray mentions that he didn't like him. Richard Dreyfuss mentions that he didn't like him. But
one of the producers, Laura Ziskin, apparently had an altercation with him as well. So I guess at some point he had thrown her into a pool. And then she goes on to say that Bill also threatened to throw me across the parking lot, then broke my sunglasses and then threw them across the parking lot. She then recalls, I was furious and outraged at the time. Having produced a few dozen movies, I can safely say this is not common behavior. He sounds kind of like a sociopath.
I was laughing at all the comments that Tim was putting.
Yeah.
The fear of long words, which is just like a whole alphabet of letters. Yeah. Bill Murray, I don't know, maybe he was doing a little method acting. Maybe.
Doing meth acting.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, Bill Murray seems to get lost in his roles, and he's an odd guy, to begin with. But I enjoyed the movie. I need to watch it again. Recently, I haven't seen it in a good 5-10 years or so. I'm sure it's filled with things that are no longer appropriate for our culture today. But I really enjoyed it.
It's hilarious. Like
It
you feel
is
like,
a really funny movie.
Yeah, like it kind of drives you a little nuts too. Like you kind of you feel for Richard Dreyfuss's character because like you see the family like turning on him, and I don't know, the way he portrays his character, it's agonizing for him, but it's so funny. Just how Bill Murray just kind of pushes his buttons, like. But yeah, I could see in real life where if someone were to do that, you'd be like, "What a d-bag!" Like, so. But it is
in 2015.
both of their. I was gonna say it is both of their favorite movies of their own. So
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice. Richard Dreyfuss sued Disney over What About Bob in 2015. Alleged that Disney is making it exceedingly difficult for profit participants to retain the best possible representation and be paid the monies they are due. I don't know the results of that, but
I think he dropped the case in 2018, but someone else that was involved ended up getting a settlement out of court for an undisclosed amount of money.
$1 million.
Richard Dreyfuss is a really, really good actor. I'm obviously understating it. Jaws, Stand By Me, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Tin Men, Stakeout, Mr. Holland's Opus. He's the youngest ever actor to win the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1978 for The Goodbye Girl, which I have not seen. And then Bill Murray. I mean. He plays, I think he's the writer. He's the guy who I think is talking throughout the whole
He's a
movie.
narrator?
I can't remember.
He's not.
I don't know. Let me
Please.
look it up. Let me look it up. Excuse me. Richard Dreyfuss is the writer as an adult. So he's Gordy
Okay.
as an adult. Yeah,
Gordy.
towards the end of the movie. Obviously not a huge part, but And then Bill Murray, we all love and know from Ghostbusters. He was in Ghostbusters 2. He was back in the day Caddyshack, Stripes, Tootsie. He was in Kingpin, which is on another one of our episodes.
Lost in
Groundhog Day,
Translation.
you know what? I've never actually seen that movie. I've heard really, really good things about
Very
it, but I
good.
never did. He was in Rushmore, which was another one.
Garfield,
He's
Secret
one
of the Ooze, which is Tuesdays, the day after Monday's lasagna.
Yeah, I mean he's in a ton of
This
ton of
episode,
great stuff.
just-
He's in Zombieland 1 and 2. He plays Baloo in the Jungle Book,
That's
the new
right.
one, which is awesome. And then I think he's going to be in the new Ghostbusters, which comes out this year, as Dr. Peter Venkman. So he does make an appearance in the new one, which is pretty cool. And I guess we can't forget that he was also in Saturday Night Live, which is huge.
Oh, that little
yes,
thing?
he is. Don't know what that's to, but I agree.
Stand By Me. It's one of our favorite movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is a great movie. I can't wait. My
Yeah.
kids are a couple more years, and we'll be able to throw that on.
Can't wait till they find the dead body.
It's Macaulay Culkin.
The kids
Probably
love
those
that
kissing
part the
cousins.
best. Kids watching
Stand By Me is
Dead
just
Body.
like another. It's like the Goonies, but they're looking for dead bodies.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got Terminator 2: Judgment Day versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I want to know in which world that you think Mike Terminator is going to lose to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Mm. Yeah.
Are you going to choose? Are you going to do it?
No, it pains me to say that I'm choosing Terminator 2 over Ninja Turtles, but it is an infinitely better movie than TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze. Yes.
Andy? What do
I don't
you,
think Kate has seen Terminator 2.
what?
She's
Yeah,
tried
it's
to
should've
vote it out every time we've talked about it, but I don't think she's seen it.
It's on Netflix now. Actually, last night I turned on Netflix and it was one of those like main screens. It was like number 7 in movies today.
I-
Terminator 2.
I own it.
Oh.
Like I watch it all the time, and she's watched
own
like, yeah, I own it.
You own it.
Kate, you should definitely watch it. You only need to watch the second one. You don't need to
Yeah,
watch
you don't
any
have
of
to
the
watch
other
the
ones.
first.
Oh, the
I
first
haven't
one's
seen it.
really
I haven't
good
seen
too,
the
though.
first.
First
I
one's
didn't
really
watch
good.
It's not as good as American Ninja 2, The Final Confrontation.
I would say it's infinitely better than American Ninja 2.
Are you kidding me?
Terminator
2
1
Rangers on a
with
Hawaiian
Michael Biehn.
island fighting robot ninjas?
Michael Bean in the first Terminator is amazing. Just saying.
He's no samurai cop.
He is no samurai cop.
All right. Hey, sorry.
Uh,
Terminator 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. You chose Terminator 2. Andy,
I
what
did
about you?
choose. I'm going to cry about it, though.
No, Terminator for me.
I'm really kind of angry because in the beginning of this, I was thinking I do not want Terminator 2 to win this because it's just the obvious choice. It's the best movie or the biggest movie on this list. I wanted My Girl or What About Bob, but I'm done now. And we've got Silence of the Lambs and Terminator 2. So you clearly know what my answer is going to be. How you guys feeling about this this very obvious
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too.
Oh yeah, I guess we should.
Yeah, I mean-
crap hole.
What? That
Um,
movie wasn't bad. What are you
No,
talking?
you're right. I actually do really like the movie.
I mean, we talked about it like I feel like only a few episodes ago. So I didn't really.
We did.
We
The
did,
only-
we did, but
Yeah.
they
I-
changed
my-
April in the second one. I'm not happy about that.
Well, that's
She-
because Judith Hogue just complained the whole time about
She was
filming
Bill
6
Murray
days a
in it.
week. Yeah. Yeah, so they didn't ask her to come back because she just complained too much.
Yeah.
I
They
did
ended up
hear
making
that.
it
Ernie
then.
Reyes Jr. though does come in as Kino.
Hmm He was
fine.
Donatello's fight actor, I guess you would say, in the first.
I mean,
movie.
I'm just upset. Like they got rid of April. The Shredder guy wasn't the same. It wasn't James Sato anymore. I'm happy that Kevin Nash took over as Super Shredder, which was kind of cool. Ernie Reyes Jr. coming in was pretty cool as Kino, the pizza delivery boy. He's got a great what do you call it character on it. And I also love the fact that Vanilla Ice is in it. I like are they supposed to be Taka and Razor? Are they supposed to be kind of a loosely based Bebop and Rocksteady?
So what ended up happening with that was that there were some licensing issues with getting Bebop and Rocksteady, but there's also another story where Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird wanted the movie to be more based on the comic book, like the first movie was, and they didn't want it to be based so much on the cartoon because the cartoon is a lot more lighthearted and obviously more cartoony. But the film ended up going that way. So there's actually two different stories. They're not really conflicting. They kind of play into each other. So there's the one where the creators of Ninja Turtles didn't want them in the movie. Then there's the other story where the creator of Bebop and Rocksteady, which technically are not Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, there were some licensing issues with getting the character, and I guess as a result of that, they decided not to put them in the movie, and that's where Toka and Razor came from.
Oh, okay, nice.
And they were they were voiced by the voice of Optimus Prime.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I also did not know until today that Splinter is voiced by Elmo.
Yeah, Kevin Clash.
The guy who, that was pretty cool.
There's a weird scene in Sesame Street where Elmo's getting really excited and he's just going. He kind of sounds like Beavis, Beavis and Butthead. So I didn't pull any notes for the movie because I felt like we talked about it already. Instead, I thought about, Mike has a lot of the figures. I had a lot of the figures when I was a kid as well. Mm-hmm. So there was the site that had the rarest, most valuable figures from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And there is a character called Scratch the Cat, who does not appear at all in the television series or the film franchise. There's not a lot of details about the character except that he's a mutant cat who robs banks and uses his claws to attack. There was just a limited release of this character in 1993. Apparently showed up in the 87 video game, and that's the only time this character appeared. That figure, if you have it, is worth $3,400. So go sell that, and
actually, I didn't
put a down payment for a car or something.
I didn't realize I have my circa 2012 Casey Jones mask right here. If anyone saw the series, the 2012 series,
put it on.
Casey Jones
there you go.
mask. There you go.
I didn't know I had this right next to my desk. When we were talking about
No, I literally didn't. I've been cleaning in here for the past few days and just saw it behind the monitor. So there it is. Well, the 2012 animated show, honestly, one of the best cartoons I've ever seen. Not just because it's Ninja Turtles, it's a great cartoon series. So go ahead and watch that with your kids.
Adults can like it too.
They can. I'm an adult child. I enjoy it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles went on to do a third one in the box office. It is currently at a 23% approval rating. And the Los Angeles Times noted that distributors deliberately kept the film away from critics and said that it called the first film a fluke hit and called the third film a sequel hell. It's a time travel gimmick that has to be employed twice in a row. Then it's probably best to banish these characters to a retirement sewer.
That's a bad movie.
Retirement sewer.
That's a bad movie.
But I think.
Anyways, hey, Silence of the Lambs, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. We're here in the finals. What do you guys think? Let's talk about Silence of the Lambs real quick.
Okay. This is kind of where I saw the finals. I used my psychic abilities.
Used one of your phobias to look into the future.
Yes, I have Silence of the Lambs.
He's afraid of looking into the past.
Past phobia. Silence of the Lambs. A super creepy movie. Like
very.
This will scare the secret of the ooze out of you for sure.
Give you some oozy deuces.
Yeah, this is Lizzie Gotta call out of work tomorrow. I'll be like, sorry, I got to take the Uzi Deuces. I love Kevin's voting for Silence of the Lambs or just telling us to be quiet.
Just words.
Silence.
Shut up.
Just
Shut up.
words.
Silence.
His next vote's just gonna say the.
Was he the same one who said lambs earlier?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, wait. It's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Dr. Hannibal Lecter, super creepy. Anthony Hopkins was tremendous in this role.
Yeah.
Oh man,
He was only in it for about 20 or so minutes too.
yeah.
And he won an award.
The whole
That's how good
scene-
his character was.
The whole scene with the security guards or cops in the cage thing
hmm
when they find they come in.
We're
That
trying
was
not
Silence
to
of the Lambs,
spoil.
or was that with the
We're trying
that
not
was-
to spoil it.
Yeah. If no one's ever seen this movie from 30 years ago, which RJ just spoiled my girl big time. The people. "Oh,
Sorry,
Macaulay Culkin.
Kevin McAllister's dead. Yeah.
Huge movie. Absolutely huge movie. One of the only movies in history at the Academy Awards to win Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, and Best Screenplay. And only 3 films have done it. So it happened one night in 1934, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975, and then Silence of the Lambs. Pretty popular.
Yeah, I mean, it's won a ton of awards. It's on a ton of lists. Clarice is number 6 in AFI's top heroes. Hannibal Lecter is number 1 in top villains, and Buffalo Bill was also nominated as a villain as well. 100 movie quotes, number 21. A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
RJ, it puts the lotion on its skin.
Terminator 2. What do you guys think about that one, however? This is obviously a sequel to Terminator. Among how many films are in this? I kinda
6
forget.
now? 6, 7?
There was Terminator 3,
time.
Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, Terminator Dark Fate.
I think that's it.
Terminator
that's
Secret of
it,
the
so
Ooze.
6.
And there was a TV series, Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh yeah, okay.
I want to see
am
Arnold
not
in a
fan-
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film.
I am not a fan of any of the other Terminators. This one sticks out to be 100 times better than the others for me. Linda Hamilton, Edward Furlong, Robert Patrick. I had
Super
forgotten
creepy.
how great
Yeah.
that guy is. I'm watching a new show for me on CBS. It's actually old, called Scorpion, which is about a team of geniuses that work with Homeland Security. And Robert Patrick is one of the leads. And he's really, really good. He basically plays the same character in this Scorpion. It's on CBS or on Paramount. Yeah, this is such a good movie. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, you guys are talking about the first one, right? But the sequel outperformed the full gross of the original movie within 2 days of release.
Yeah, it
That
was
is
huge.
incredible. Like I said, I hadn't watched it ever until recently. I enjoyed it. Was I going crazy for it? No, but it was enjoyable for me. Typical kind of Arnold movie. I think you don't have to watch the first one to watch the second one.
No.
There are some things kind of at the beginning where explain this a little bit. It wasn't like Mission Impossible where you're just completely lost. Right? Was that Mission Impossible where it made no freaking sense?
None of the Mission Impossibles make sense if we're talking
Right.
about the Tom Cruise ones.
Yeah. I was completely lost. I had to turn it off. I was like, someone was trying to explain to me, and I'm like, stop, just stop.
Kevin's
Yeah.
voting for the musical. There was a Silence of the Lambs musical just called Silence. the musical. Believe it
Hey,
or not.
Terminator 2 in 1992 won Best Action Sequence, Best Breakthrough Performance for Edward Furlong, Best Female Performance for Linda Hamilton, Best Male Performance for Arnold Schwarzenegger, Best Movie, and Most Desirable Female for Linda Hamilton at the 92 MTV Movie Awards. So they killed it. They also were nominated for Best Song from a Movie and Best Villain in Robert Patrick.
Dun, 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 dun.
Which one did he say? I'll be back. Was that this one too?
This
That
one.
was yeah.
However, I just forgot about the do. That's the Kenny Omega ring slap.
Oh, the
It's amazing.
Terminator.
That's the Terminator theme
Yeah.
song. Yeah,
That's why he was the Terminator.
But hey,
so good.
we're down to it, guys. What are we doing? Silence of the Lambs or Terminator 2? Here it is. I'll
T2 for
even
me.
Zoom in a little bit.
T2.
Oh, Mike went with T2.
Oh,
T2.
oh.
You went with T2, just like that?
T2.
Just like that, T2.
Just like that. Andy, what are you thinking?
I am going with Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Oh gosh, you're putting on me.
it's all on you, RJ.
Yeah, and I already know what you're going to say, so just pull
Yeah?
a Band-Aid.
All right. Silence of the Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's what I want. I actually hate Silence of the Lambs. So Terminator 2.
And it made it to the final somehow.
It did. You guys, it's your fault. You killed my
It's not.
girl and
It was.
what
already-
about Bob?
It was DOA.
Listen, What About Bob is a great movie, but it is not Silence of the Lambs or Terminator 2. Like,
Right.
It's way better than Silence of the Lambs. So is my girl.
no,
Whatever.
no.
So is a whole nother list of stuff we'll talk about in a
It's not.
second. But Terminator
True.
2, Judgment Day, winner of the 1991 movies of 1991.
So good.
What's a better
Ugh,
movie
guys.
than What About Bob is Boys in the Hood. And it was not on this
I
list.
never saw Boys in the Hood.
And
Sorry.
oh, God,
What
such a
about the
good
people
movie.
under the stairs?
What about them? Keep them there.
It's so good.
Everything.
What about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner?
Everything would have lost to Terminator 2. I'm just putting that out there now.
Would it have? Because Career Opportunities was on my list. Starring
I don't even
Carnage.
know what that is.
You should look it up. It's amazing. No, it would not have won. But Backdraft was on my list too. That's a pretty big movie. What about Hook?
No.
What
Yeah,
about
Hook was
Child's
all right.
Play 3?
You guys didn't vote for Hot Shots. The movie's hilarious.
I never saw Hot Shots, but I think I saw Hot Shots Part 2.
Super good. Bride of the Reanimator.
What else?
H.P.
Toy
Lovecraft.
Soldiers. Sean Austin.
Toy
Aston.
Soldier.
Sean Astin.
Drop Dead Fred was on my list.
Yeah, me too.
No.
I know, it was Andy's fault.
No.
He put Cape Fear with Richard Gere.
Yeah. I saw Cape Fear.
Cape
as a
Fear's
kid.
good.
Cape Fear
I never
scared
saw
the bejesus out of me. I watch it as don't watch it as a kid. Kids, if you're out there, do not watch Cape Fear. There's a scene on the boat where you might have the secret of the ooze after watching it because
Oh my word. Can we stop saying
Scary.
Secret of the Use?
It won't be a secret.
oozy deuces. Dropping some oozy deuces. Listen, kid,
People
if you
under
got-
the
If you got a
stairs.
case
If
of
you-
oozy
if you-
deuces after 4 days, go see a doctor.
Oh my word.
Oof.
People Under the Stairs was that horror movie about a kid and his friend or uncle, I can't remember. They get trapped in a house belonging to a strange couple trying to steal their collection of rare coins. And basically they discover that the children that this couple had are locked in the basement.
That's
Super
Wes
creepy.
Craven, right?
It is, yes. And then the other one, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, was a huge movie at the time.
Yeah.
I think it went on to do what was the other Robin Hood? Men in Tights.
Men in Tights is
1993.
hilarious.
And
That
I
might
was
be on
just-
my 93 list.
oh, for sure. I was gonna say that doesn't compare to Men in Tights whatsoever.
I mean, the original Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, is really good in my opinion. I mean, it's Kevin Costner, it's Morgan Freeman, Alan Rickman, Christian Slater, a ton of awesome people. The soundtrack had Bryan Adams. For Everything I Do It For You. Which, if we're ever going to do a movie theme or movie soundtrack songs,
That'd be
Everything I Do It For
Mike.
You.
Mike does not like Bryan Adams.
How do you not like Bryan Adams?
Ernest scared stupid. Yeah.
I'll vote
Mike-
for the Ninja Rap over Bryan Adams.
Ooh,
Wow. Okay. All right.
oof. That's an oof.
Well, hey, thank you
Hey.
guys for hanging out
Ninja
with us
rap.
tonight.
That
Oops,
was
so loud.
Oh my god.
Thanks for joining us. I think we are taking next week off. Is that true? Or did I make that up?
I forget now.
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe. So maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe not. But we'll let you know. Hopefully we'll return to Thursdays so that we're funnier. But we're
We had a
hoping you
whole bit
enjoyed
about Uzi
1991.
Deuces.
Yeah, speak for
That's
yourself,
true. Uzi
RJ.
Deuces. We're
You
making a
didn't-
T-shirt about that.
You didn't contribute
Uzi
to that
Deuces.
conversation.
Uzi Deuces. You
If
damn
you
me
wanna-
alone.
If you want a shirt that says Uzi Deuces, so people can be like, "What the hell is Uzi?"
Please comment below. We'll even give it to you for free if you want the Uzi Deuces
Oof.
shirt.
It's gonna be a
Hey,
marker on a
thank you,
white
guys.
T-shirt
Just at
Dripping
the
down.
just at the bottom.
and a
Just
brown
at the
marker.
bottom of the back.
Do they make brown markers?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I work in an
Or
office
that's
supply
what-
store. I
That's
can
what someone's
confirm
gonna.
that.
Maybe they don't. Someone would pick up the shirt and be like, "There's brown markers." Yeah, there's brown markers.
Markers.
Markers. I made my mark.
Thank you guys
Brown.
again for joining us. We will not, if we do return next week, we will not be continuing our best movies of the 90s
No, we're
series.
gonna
We
move
will
on.
hold off on that for a little bit. So if you don't like 90s movies, do not worry. We will get back to something else the next time we get on here. A reminder, subscribe, like, maybe share a past episode that you really like so that we can get some more followers on there who can hear just how funny and amazing we are. And then also our music getting released. RJ Gunn, V-Rap. That's on YouTube, Spotify, pretty much anywhere else you can get your music. So check it out.
And don't forget about our YouTube channel. You can watch
Yeah.
stuff there too.
Yeah. And Instagram. You can get on
And I-
Instagram
Yeah.
where we update half as much as Facebook.
And on BandLab where Angie shows our stuff as well.
Yes.
Go over to her site, Angified too. Sometimes they post up some things on there too. So all sorts of good stuff.
Nice. We're pretty much anywhere you can find us. So
Yeah.
start searching.
Download us on LimeWire and Kazaa.
Our
Hey,
MySpace
Angie.
page is in the works.
Can't believe you guys don't remember iMesh.
Oh,
No, I
That was a
don't.
whole-
That sounds,
that sounds
like
like
a,
a-
that sounds like one of those
infomercial
late
at
night
2 a.m.
commercials.
Yeah. if you suffered,
The logo
Oh,
is
You
a
suffer
ladybug.
from the installation of the iMash.
You can find my IRQ and IRC in my.
I'm gonna write about it in
Please
my live
list in the
journal.
comments below if you have any topics you'd like us to do in future episodes. If you say 1993 movies, you're in luck. It's coming. But
After
if you
1992.
want something else, oh, I forgot. Yeah, we
Yeah, we
skipped
have to do 92 first. I mean, if we want to skip
Um,
around, I mean, it's our show.
No,
We can do
no.
whatever we want. Honestly.
I'm already confused enough. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night. Enjoy your week of rain and thunderstorms and sadness.